You know why you lost that game? Because you didn't have a consistent pass rush that could close it out. That's what you were missing. And if you think back to when the Rams were actually able to finish the drill, they went out and they got a guy named Von Miller.
Everybody instantly crowned the Los Angeles Rams as winners of the Myles Garrett trade. The Rams got the best defensive player in football, the reigning DPOY. But here is where the debate gets interesting. What if the real winners are actually the Cleveland Browns? Yes, the Rams made the louder move. They made the flashy move that dominates national media. But Cleveland did not just give Garrett away. The Browns got Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. That haul may be exactly what Cleveland needed. This trade is not about who got the better player today. It is about who got the better timeline, contract situation, flexibility, and chance to build something sustainable. And that is where the Browns may have quietly done something smart.
To be able to hunt the quarterback, to pair alongside Aaron Donald. That to me is what this Myles Garrett trade is all about. You brought in a guy that set the single season sack record, that has the most consecutive seasons of 12 sacks or more with 6 straight seasons.
The Rams are operating like a team with a ticking clock. Matthew Stafford is coming off an MVP-level season, but entering the final stage of his career. You do not wait for 2029 picks to develop. You go all in now. You trade for Trent McDuffie. You trade for Garrett. You say the Super Bowl is in your building and your window is right now. The Rams had to do this. Last year, they lost to Seattle because they couldn't consistently close the pocket. In the NFC Championship, Sam Darnold threw for 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions while only being sacked 3 times. That lack of pass rush pressure haunted them. They remembered. Sean McVay remembered. Les Snead remembered. Garrett became the answer.
Yeah, there was a very narrow set of deals that we would have deemed acceptable. I mentioned publicly, we were looking at 3 things. 1, it would have to help us short and long term. 2, we'd have to have a young, cost-controlled star at a premium position. And then 3 would be the draft pick considerations. And so when you canvass the league at that point, or think about, okay, who could be potentially fits, that already really, really shrinks the pool of potential, trade partners.
The Rams looked back at their Super Bowl run and knew the formula. They added Von Miller next to Aaron Donald. That extra pass rusher changed everything. Now they are repeating that idea with Garrett. Pair him with real defensive talent, and quarterbacks do not get to breathe late in games. That logic is strong. But nobody is talking about this. The Browns got the Rams to pay a desperate team's price. Cleveland did not just get draft picks. It got Jared Verse, the exact piece that turned this into a franchise reset package. Adam Schefter revealed it. The Rams offered picks, then more picks. The deal became real when 2 words entered the conversation: Jared Verse. That was music to Cleveland's ears. Verse is not a throw-in. He's a powerful edge rusher with real upside, a player the Browns wanted and coveted. The Rams did not want to include him. That tells you everything about his value. Los Angeles would have kept Verse and still added Garrett if possible, but Cleveland forced the issue.
And then on top of that, you have to layer in, okay, well, if that's the case, who would actually be willing to move their young star in picks? Who's in a position to do that? And then who has a track record of being aggressive enough to pull off a move like that? Oh, and by the way, who is trustworthy that if there is some level of engagement, that the information stays where it should?
That is why the Cowboys couldn't win this bidding war. That is why other teams could not just throw picks at Cleveland and get a yes. The Browns wanted a real young player back, not just future lottery tickets. Verse gives Cleveland something immediate. He gives them a young edge rusher they can put on the field now and say, this is part of the next defensive foundation.
That really rocked the NFL world, the sports world. Myles Garrett is a Ram. Jared Verse is a Brown. The compensation, I believe, just off the head, I'll have it on the screen or whatnot. I believe it was Myles for Verse, and the Browns also get a future 1, a 2, and a 3.
Is Verse Myles Garrett? No. Garrett is an all-timer. 6 straight seasons with at least 12 sacks puts him in historic company. Lawrence Taylor had 5 years like that. Micah Parsons had 4 straight. Garrett is in that neighborhood. That is why the Rams had to pay so much. But the Browns did not replace Garrett with an equal player. That's not how superstore trades work. The Browns replaced him with a 5 years younger, cheaper, high-upside edge defender, plus 3 valuable picks. That is a very different conversation. Fans grade trades emotionally on day 1. The superstar team gets praised. The team that trades him gets attacked. But 2 years later, 3 years later, the story can flip. If the Rams win the Super Bowl, the price doesn't matter. If they fall short and Stafford declines and Garrett's massive contract plus missing picks squeeze the roster, this trade looks risky. Meanwhile, if first develops and those picks become core pieces, Cleveland looks like the team that saw the future first.
The Rams won this trade. Cleveland didn't lose though. I've been vocal about Jared Verse. I think the young man is phenomenal. Maybe the strongest player I ever played throughout my 12-year career. He possessed something different. He's a special young player. Jared Verse is not Myles Garrett. Different style player, different attention that needs to be had, different athlete. Jared Verse is two-time Pro Bowler already in his first 2 years. Rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. So you're acquiring a player that's 25 years old, but Jared Verse is an attention-grabbing, like offensive coordinator has to have a plan.
The Rams are betting on the present. The Browns are betting on the next window. For Cleveland, that matters because the old window was already broken. They had Garrett, but no quarterback. They had elite defense, but a mismatched timeline. The Deshaun Watson gamble failed. They needed flexibility, young talent, and future draft capital. This trade gives them that. Garrett is expensive because greatness costs money. Verse is cheaper and under team control. That gives Cleveland roster flexibility, and in the NFL, flexibility is power. The Browns now have a young edge player, plus picks to build offense, chase a quarterback, strengthen the line, or add more defenders. They are not locked into one path. They have options. Those options matter most in 2027. That draft capital could be the key to the next quarterback decision. If Shedeur Sanders becomes the answer, Cleveland can build around him. If Deshaun Watson revives his career, the Browns can reload. If neither works, that first-round pick becomes a weapon to move up or take another swing. After years boxed in by the Watson trade, Cleveland finally has flexibility again. The Rams needed Garrett more than they needed future picks. Their goal is to win immediately. The Browns needed a path more than one superstar on a roster still searching for its quarterback. Both sides got what they wanted. Cleveland may have gotten what it needed. The Rams side is glamorous. Los Angeles always does this. Dodgers add stars, Lakers add stars. Rams push chips to the middle. With Super Bowl 61 at SoFi, the timing is obvious. If the Rams get the 1 seed, they barely leave home. But Hollywood scripts come with pressure. If you go all in, you have to win. There is no soft landing.
So when you think about all of those other organizations that were in it, it's probably draft pick compensation centric in terms of the deal, but the Cleveland Browns wanted more, and they got more with the LA Rams. It just shows you the urgency that the Rams had to land the plane because they knew what they did with the 13th overall pick.
The Browns' burden is different: patience and execution. They have to make the picks count. They have to develop Verse. A first-round pick only matters if it becomes a player. A second only matters if it produces. A third only matters if it adds value. Verse only changes the trade if he becomes a real impact defender. Cleveland has not won the trade fully yet, but it has put itself in position to win it. Verse will be compared to Myles Garrett every week, whether fair or not. Every time Garrett gets a sack in Los Angeles, people will look at Verse in Cleveland. But Verse has to build his own identity. He is not here to be Garrett. He is here to be the first major piece of the next Browns defense. If he becomes a double-digit sack player, sets the edge, and grows into a leader, this trade looks very different. Cleveland fans may still miss Garrett, but they will understand the move. The Browns were not fooled by name value alone. They did not just chase the biggest pick pile. They waited for the player they wanted. Schefter revealed, when Jared Verse entered the package, the deal changed. That's how you handle a superstar trade. You identify the piece that makes the other team uncomfortable, then force them to include it. This deal made the Rams uncomfortable. That is a sign the Browns did their job. So when people say the Rams won because they got Garrett, they are only creating the headline. The headline belongs to Los Angeles. The highlight clips belong to Los Angeles. But the long game might belong to Cleveland. Did the Rams land the final piece to win a Super Bowl, or did the Browns use LA's desperation to pull off the smarter trade? If Garrett raises the Lombardi at SoFi, the Rams will look like geniuses. But if First develops, the Browns use that 2027 first to fix quarterback, and future picks become real contributors. Cleveland will realize the painful truth. Losing Myles Garrett hurt, but it might have been the move that finally gave the Browns a future.